In today's video, we're going to talk about air conditioners. We're going into the summertime, so if you have not cleaned your air conditioners, now's time to do so, and I'm going to show you how. Now, I do need to preface this by saying that I am not Mr. Fix-It. Trust me, before we started doing the full-time RV thing, I was a homeowner, but I was definitely not Mr. Guy that was going to go around fixing everything. And I'm saying that to inspire you that if I can do this, you can too. We're going to show you step by step how to do it, and it's going to save you money. It's going to help extend the life of your air conditioners, and it's really important just for your own health. I mean, once these air conditioners get dirty, they get mold in them, they're spraying that down into your RV, into your living space. You don't want that. So this is something that you definitely need to do once, maybe twice a year. Depends on how often you use your air conditioner. So without further ado, this is how you do it. We're going to talk about how to clean the air conditioners on your RV. Now, right out of the gate, I'm going to tell you that you're going to need to turn your electricity off on your entire RV. So you'd probably want to do this really early in the morning or late in the evening, sometimes when it's not going to get super hot. The length of time it takes you to do this, of course, is going to depend on how many air conditioners you have. We have 3, so it takes us a little while. But all in all, once you get this down, it should probably only take you really about 20-25 minutes. So let's talk about the tools that you're going to need before you ever get on the roof. You're going to need these 2 products. Now, of course, I'm going to link these in the description below. But these are both cleaners, and they're both meant to clean the evaporator or the condenser coils, and we'll talk about which ones go on which in a minute. Now, some other stuff you're going to need. I like to have a vacuum cleaner with, you can either do that, or if you happen to have a little shop vac, that'd be nice, with a couple of attachments. And we'll see why here in just a minute. Definitely want to have some like shop rags or just any kind of old towels or something. You're definitely going to need those. And then, of course, you're going to need a cordless drill or a screwdriver. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, another thing I really like to have is the knee pad, just in general, because I hate my knees to be on bare ground. And you might seriously want to think about using a mask. We all have these still hanging around, don't we? And because there's might be some pretty nasty stuff that you end up cleaning out of here. And if you don't want to breathe it in, I know I was having a hard time with my allergies when I was doing this a little bit earlier. Oh, and another big thing is that this brush for the coils actually comes with this particular product. This is a critical piece. So it's really cool that they actually provide this with this particular product. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take the plastic shroud off. This is really it's just a big piece of plastic. Usually has 4 screws. Now I believe this unit that this is a Coleman Mach 3, I think. Everybody's is going to be a little bit different. Okay, with these shrouds, I think are the easiest if you just kind of pull straight up on them, they'll come up pretty easily. Now, I just kind of set this off to the side. If it's a really windy day, you'll want to put that on the ground because you certainly wouldn't want it to go flying off the roof, and it could. Okay, so this particular unit has a metal shroud on it. You may not. You may be lucky and have maybe a plastic one that's easier to take off. I've got a lot of screws I have to take off of this one. Okay, so one little bit of advice. If you run into something that looks sort of odd like this piece, you might want to take a picture of it before you take it off, because when I first took these off, I couldn't remember how they were supposed to go back on, and it seemed odd to me that they were pointed this way. So just, again, anytime you're doing anything, you've got your phone, just take a quick picture of it, and it'll make your life a lot easier. Okay, so with this particular unit, we're just basically gonna pull this back, and it just kind of folds down. I'm just gonna leave it sit there like that. The first thing we're gonna do, you notice this little freezer sensor right here. We're just gonna pull that out. Note where it is. It's pretty obvious where it is here, but some of the other ones it may not be so obvious, so maybe even take a picture of that. And then you're gonna want to take these rags. You'll notice that the actual air filter, that goes down into the living space. So we want to make sure that no excess dirt or any of these chemicals that we're spraying. We don't want that stuff going down out there. Now, another thing that you probably want to do is you want to cover up your electronics, because we are going to be spraying this unit with this chemical. So let's just cover this stuff up as well as we can. All right, so now we're going to take the cap with the brush on it, and we're going to essentially dry brush both the evaporator coil and the condenser coil. So now you're just going to go up in a straight line. We're going to loosen up all this old stuff. And just try to keep super straight. Okay, so we've loosened up a bunch of loose dirt. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and take this this regular vacuum. We love our Dyson. And then I'm just going to, all that loose dirt that we just pulled up, I'm going to go ahead and just try to vacuum it out. And looks like our vacuum cleaner just went dead. Damn it.
One eternity later.
Okay, so now we're going to do basically the same thing on the evaporator coil side. We're just going to do like a dry brush. Now this one tends to have a lot more like dust in it and stuff. I like to kind of pull that out. We're at the condenser coil. You're going to use the blue one for this. Now, the reason you can actually use this on both sides, it doesn't matter, but this one's more expensive, and we're going to use this on the side that actually goes down into the living space, because this has a lot more, I guess, like mold cleaning ability and stuff. I'm no chemist, but that's what I was told anyway. So we want to use the cheaper stuff just on this side, and you want to make sure you shake it up pretty well, and you want to start from the bottom up. And it really wants to come out of there, but it's okay. This stuff is meant to evaporate. So it's going to pull all that dirt and all that gunk out of there. Just let it sit on there for a while. Okay. So we're just going to, while this one's sitting and doing its thing, we'll go around and do the other side with the green one. Okay, at this point, then you essentially just want to kind of come back around, and I want to brush this again. If your condenser is really dirty, you can certainly go through all those steps again. You know, while you're at it, you might as well get it clean. So now we're going to round the other side, the evaporator coil, and do the same thing. So this stuff is meant to evaporate. You may feel a temptation to want to wipe it with a towel. As a rule, I don't like to touch these things. I don't like to put any pressure on it because they bend super easily. That's why it's really just best to, if you're going to do anything with it, just touch it with the brush and just leave it alone. Because by the time you clean this thing up and, you know, maybe vacuum out a little bit more and finally put the lid on and all that, it's going to evaporate and everything will be fine. Okay, at this point, I just like to just wipe everything down just with a wet rag. You know, just clean it up. And you got it open, you might as well go ahead and clean this stuff up. Make sure you don't want this ending up coming into the RV if you can avoid it. Clean the fan. Okay, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just box it back up. So I want to take my rags out of here, of course, or I'll be wondering why I don't have any AC. And then very important step. Just take that little freezer sensor, which is right here, and put it back in that hole. All right, I'm just going to close this back up. That's dirty. We'll definitely want to clean that. I like to use gloves anytime I'm dealing with sheet metal, anything like that.
No, don't let him fool you. He uses gloves all the time.
Hey, my dainty little hands.
Wearing her little white gloves.
Doing dishes.
I'm a hand model in my other day gig. And in case you guys are wondering, yes, we do have soft starts. These here things on all three of our air conditioners. We have that because we have solar. So if you'd like us to do a video on soft starts, let us know. It's a completely different topic, but why you might need them. But I'm not going to go into that. But I just wanted you to realize that that was definitely something that I installed after we got the solar. So there we are. As far as how often, you definitely want to do this at least once a year. Most people think in terms of season. So as you're going into the summertime season, you're going to be using your air conditioning a lot. Of course, you would want to do it before then because obviously you don't want that mold or that dirt, those kinds of stuff blowing into your RV. But then again, it also depends on how much you use your RV. So as a full timer, if you're using it a lot, you need to clean it more often. It's just like anything. Okay, well, we're talking about air conditioners. We obviously need to talk about air filters in your air conditioners. Just like your sticks and bricks home, you need to obviously change your air filters or at least clean them out. We like to do it maybe every 3 months, but really that's sort of a generalization. It's really the air is drawing on this side, and so you'll see it get clogged up. If it looks dirty, clean it. I mean, it's pretty simple. Now, of course, us being full time, we have to clean it a lot more. However, when we're out in the West, we don't use air conditioning hardly at all. So right now we're in the Midwest or towards the East. We use our air conditioning a lot more. So you just have to kind of look at it. I mean, it's super easy to pop these things off of here. And then now you'll notice I do not have the stock filter that came with the air conditioner. I think those are about as useless as the mattress that comes with your RV. I mean, they barely block anything. So now you've probably seen something that looks like this. There's a certain brand, the name I forget, honestly, that we tried at first. Pretty popular, well-known brand. And they worked great. But the thing I did not like about them was that they were disposable. And when we very first started, we were traveling a lot of places where we kept the air conditioners on all the time. And we have 2 different size air conditioners in our unit. So I started doing the math, and we have 3 air conditioners. So I had to buy these $20 packs for each size air conditioner that we had, and it was basically wanting us to take the filters and throw them away and put new ones in. And I was like, that seems kind of expensive over time. So I ended up buying this other brand. We'll have the link in the description below. That basically said that they were washable. So I've been using them and I have no complaints. You basically just, when they start looking dirty, you take them out. I just rinse them out with water best I can. I kind of put like a jet spray on there, and then I'll just let them dry, maybe put them in a towel, damp them, that kind of thing. And then you just put them back in there. No big deal. And so, like I said, so far, I mean, I've had these things for probably well over a year. And I guess when they start looking really worn, I'll get a new set. So I'm not an air filter expert. I'm sure maybe some folks out there might argue the point with me about the finer points of filtering air. I don't know, but I'm happy with this situation. But I do want to talk about keeping your air clean. So when we went out to the West for the very first time, one of our first big stops was Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I remember it because my allergies started going nuts. I mean, I was just absolutely miserable, just tearing up and blowing my nose constantly, that I literally made an emergency run to Walmart to buy this. It's an air cleaner. And, so I do use this. I just kind of keep it on low most of the time. I kind of keep it in my office, so it does serve as a better air filter for the RV. Um, but whether or not you need one of these, that's up to you. I would suggest that if you're going to be living in your RV full time, you're going to be going to a bunch of different places. Obviously, you're going to be traveling to a lot of different climates. You're going to have all different sorts of pollens and all sorts of molds and all those kinds of things that can get up into your nose, and you may find yourself miserable. This thing worked great. So I think between this type of air conditioning filter and maybe an air cleaner, you should be good to go.
Thanks for watching our video. We release new videos on all things RV life every Thursday. Our goal is to not only share the best places to visit, but also how to make full-time RV life, boondocking, and navigating an unconventional nomad life of adventure on the road with ease. No Instagram moments here, just the straight up honest truth of what we have learned and experienced in our almost 2 years on the road. We hope you subscribe and like and join in on all the fun. If you haven't visited our website, go over and see our Amazon store. We have all of the products from today's video there to share with you, as well as many more that we love. While you're there on the site, be sure to grab your free RV budget spreadsheet. I think you'll love how it allows you to track your RV expenses in one place. It's not hard to stay on budget when you have everything at a glance. See you next week, and don't forget to get out there, explore, camp, and live like there's no tomorrow.